What is up, Saltcasters? A banger episode coming at you. We had Aztral on the podcast from Team Oxygen. He is so good at Rocket League, it makes me angry. We talked about a lot of stuff in this episode, a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that Aztral told us about coming up in the French scene, so that's really interesting, and a lot about the team dynamic on Team Oxygen and how they're dealing with the ups and downs of the season so far. Please enjoy the episode. Aztral, welcome to the show. What are you salty about, my man?
Nothing? Why would I be salty?
It wasn't an accusation. I think it's just like the question we ask all the guests in case you were feel attacked.
My bumps. I will say my bumps because it's not working.
Ah, okay.
Your bumps aren't working on other people.
Yeah.
Bummer.
That's
What's wrong with them? So you feel like you hit them?
I have no idea. Like, for example, yesterday I streamed. I think I hit like 10%. No one got demoed or literally like just bumped away. You know, they just stay at the same place, and I'm like, okay, what is happening? And then when they literally don't hit me, I'm getting demoed. I'm like, bro, my game has a problem. So yeah.
I've heard a few people saying this. In fact, Rizzo versus Sizz and Smug yesterday, they were both having a good laugh at bumps not working. I'm looking forward to seeing Sizz's video of that, if it ever makes it to YouTube, because he did lose, so I'm worried that he may have deleted it. I don't know, but maybe he'll upload a loss. I don't know. Is Sizz a guy to upload a loss? What does Twitch think about that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I think that Sizz will post it. I think that, you know, as a content creator, he's not going to pass up on the content. And I do think that he kept it close enough where it's not like a total bodying, you know?
100%. Yeah, yeah.
Alpha 54 is not posting that to his YouTube if he has one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lion Blaze is not posting that to his YouTube if he has one. Those two were blowouts. Those are like, yeah, hey, go to my competitor's channel if you wanna see what happened with those.
Yeah.
But you know, such as 1v1s, it is a tilting game mode. Do you find it to be the most tilty game mode, Aztral?
Which one?
1v1.
For me, it's threes. Threes ranked.
Really?
This is unplayable. This is literally I mean, to be fair, in NA it's better because literally most of the pro are playing and they're like all at the same Halo, so all the games are good. But in EU, it's literally the solo standard. Like, that's why I think I'm like Grand Champ 2 or something like this, and I stopped playing it.
That makes me feel a bit better because I hate playing 3v3 ranked. It's just a different game. It's not even Rocket League. I don't even know what people are doing. It's like it's not Rocket League, that's for sure.
Yeah, I legitimately never play it. Never, ever, ever.
I never do it.
You spend most of your time in twos and ones?
Yeah, all the time. It depends of the season, but like, for example, when the Salt Mine got announced, of course I had most of the games in ones than in twos, but for example, right now it's only twos. The last game I played in ones was, I think it was for a challenge or something, like double flip resales, just for freestyling, but not playing one channel.
A stream challenge?
Yeah.
Oh, is that like channel rewards? People can challenge you?
No, it's just someone, like, to be fair, was someone really annoying because every single game was like, go play once, go play once, go play once. I was like, no. And the end, he was like, go play once, I want to see freestyles. Okay. We go one game, just freestyle.
Did you win?
Overtime. That was close.
Yeah, for the content, that sounds like the best way to do it, to be honest.
Perfect.
So is like 1v1 more of a freestyling mode? Is it easier to freestyle in 1v1 than 3v3?
I think it is because I don't want to be that guy, but right now in twos, if you're like Supersonic Legend 2k points, you just pop the ball. There is already one pre-jumping or one like waiting for it. But in ones, if you just take all the boost and take the advantage, like the guy has no boost, he's under pressure or something, you have time to just go for a setup and yeah, freestyle, I guess.
Yeah, it's crazy. Did you really play much 1v1 back in the day when it was mostly dribbling and ride and play?
Yeah, I did it. I mean, in 2016, I think I have in my, not in my phone, but in my old PC, all the screenshots when I beat Kirkser and all of these guys. And I was so happy because I was top 2 in the leaderboard. I was playing with the Dominus. I was like so. I think if people like remember me at this time, they will probably insult me because I was the worst player to play against. It was ball chasing, but when the ball chase wasn't the meta, So everyone was just like catching the ball and then trying to dribble, but I was just challenging and bumping all the time. It was so annoying.
Wow, I kind of want to see that. Do you have those like replays? You said they're on your old phone, the screenshots.
I have screenshots.
Games?
But replays, I had them, but after the Worlds and Madrid, I did a mistake. I did something with the cloud, on the PCs, so I got all my replays from like 2016, 2017 got deleted, and I got all the replays from the scrims and shit, in the Madrid.
Oh yeah, you just like it just synced with the other PC. Yeah.
Yep.
That sucks. And I bet all your stats in game disappeared as well. It's just like
everything.
Congrats on your first Rocket League win. Like, games won. Win percent 100%. Yeah, that happened to me quite a few times. We're logging in at lands, but oh well. It is what it is.
Tylacto says in chat can confirm that you were an annoying player, basically. So that you didn't just make that up, it sounds like. I believe it because I think a lot of people would still describe your play as fairly chasey because you're moving around constantly, moving across the field very quickly, in and out of play. So I would imagine that you still get that criticism. But if you're telling me it was more than it is now, then it was probably pretty crazy.
I would not say more, but like I said, it's because the meta wasn't the ball chasing, so all the players were not ready for it and didn't know how to counter it. So, but right now it's like more difficult to ball chase like I did back in the days.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. How did you get your start in Rocket League? Like, when did you start playing the game, etc.?
Literally the first or the second day it came out. So I was on PS4, and you have some party chat where you can join, and you can only be 8. And at this time, I was already like friend with I think it was Ferry, but I'm not sure if it was Ferry or Chausette. And he was in the party. I was like, "What is Rocket League?" No, it's free. It's in the PlayStation store. Okay. And
wait, how were you friends with it? That's like crazy. You knew them before Rocket League.
I'm friend with them since a long time. I think it was Ferry, not Chausette. Chausette was when it's Rocket League, but it's because I was friend with some friends of them.
Was it another game or?
It's a very long story, but it was.
Don't worry, it's a long form podcast. We can hear it all. We can hear the backstory.
Yeah, it was just about. I think it was Call of Duty or something like this.
Yes.
I don't really remember, but when
you trash talk Ferry in a Call of Duty post game lobby, didn't you?
No, never. No, I didn't know Ferry in Call of Duty. It was in the party I met him, and yeah. But I have a funny story about Ferry Pig too, and just but like when I started Rocket League was literally the first or second day it came out. And at the start, I didn't really like because you're literally garbage at the game, and I think it was 1 week after I met someone called Batu, who's still my friend, and he was like, "Yeah, we still can play, and there we go."
Wow!
And
so, hold on,
funny story, if you remember, we could go out of the Wasteland map. You can go out. So we did like 4v4, 4 teams with, I think it was Ferry, Chausette, Batu, me, and some other players from SRPBC, And we were like chasing each other out of the map. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was the best Wasteland. That was the Carvey Wasteland. Right? Yeah. So, Oli, you said there you had a funny story about Ferry and Chausette. Do you want to share that one?
I mean, sure. So for Ferry Pig, it's before he left PS4, and going on PC. Ferry Pig is I mean, I don't know if he is still, but like a professional Pokémon player.
Yeah, he's really good at Pokemon.
Yeah, so they're like, again, the party chat, and he was with Swoopin, all of these person too. And I was just joining. I think I was playing ranked with one of them, and Ferry Pig was really tryharding, and and I started making fun of him, like saying like, "Let's go, Pikachu!" And this time he got mad and he muted me. And I think it lasted like 2 years without telling him one word. No, not 2 years, maybe 1 year.
You're playing Rocket League with Ferry Pig, and you said, "Let's go, Pikachu," and he muted you.
He wasn't playing Rocket League. He was in the tournament on Pokemon.
Oh, you were playing a Pokemon tournament with.
Yeah, and me, I was just playing ranked. And
there's ranked Pokemon. So I'm like such
no, you
a
didn't
boomer.
understand. So let me
I don't
explain.
understand.
So you know the party chat. So we were in the party chat with some players. Fairpick was in it, but Fairpick was playing a Pokemon tournament. But I wasn't. I was just like
Oh,
swooping or someone else playing ranked on Rocket League.
I
And
got
we
it
were just
right.
in the same. Yeah, and then I started making fun, and he muted me. And I think after the mute, the only time when I started speaking to him again was when he left Mucket. So it's like a long time ago. Like, I didn't have a single word to him. It's kind of funny. And for Chausette, at the start, he literally hated me. Every single party chat, I was muted. He didn't want to talk to me. When I met him in ranked, he literally hated me. And there you go. Now we're like teammates. That's a funny story too.
Does he still hate you? Yeah, or does
how did that change or not? As Matt said.
I think he started to unmute me and play with me because I started to beat his ass in ranked. So.
Oh man,
Yeah.
roasting the teammates. Is Chausette here? Are we gonna get a little smug 1v1 call out here? That's
so, yeah.
like.
That was funny.
Man. That's quality. Do you have any other funny stories about pros, or is it just Ferra and Chausette? Are they the two that?
That was from the start. I don't think I have funny story. No, I don't think so. That's it.
That's funny though. Oh man, Ferra and the Pokemon. He's still good at that to this day, right? I think
he's really good at. I remember one time we did a 1v1 on Pokemon on the site, and it destroyed all of my team with only one Pokemon, and he told me, "Yeah, this Pokemon is the worst Pokemon I could get." I was like, "Oh, nice."
And his super nice fairy way is just like, yeah, I just dominated you with the worst Pokemon. Isn't that crazy? Hope you're having a good day.
Yeah.
So at what point did you start taking Rocket League more seriously? So you pick up the game, you get it for free in PlayStation, you start grinding a little bit, and did you immediately start jumping into like ranked and trying to climb the leaderboard? Did you go to tournaments? I mean, at the time there would have been Rocket tournaments weekly and also the ESL tournaments, right?
Yeah. So I've been in I'm not gonna say in the the professional things, which mean you play tournament and all of this type. Mm-hmm. So I was on PS4 and we were doing what was it? Yeah, G4G. I don't know if you know what G4G.
What is
it's
this?
Like a French site which has a lot of little tournaments. It was G4G, Glory for Gamers.
Is that what Nice Cactus used to be?
I have no idea.
They're a Rocket League org, right? I've seen their Rocket League team a few times.
I don't really follow, but they were doing like I think there were 4 or 5 tournaments per day on Rocket League, but it was like either 2v2, 3s, 1v1s, and you had like 9 euros on the cash prize or something like this. But it was still big at the start. And if I go to my PlayStation account, you can see me asking literally all of my friends, "Yo, we want to do the 2v2 tournament, 9 euros. It's big. We can win." And to be fair, if you see the bracket, and it's difficult to search, but after the podcast, I can send you if you want, because it's funny. You watch the bracket, you have like Chausette and Tequilas, if you remember. You have like all the big players, like Fairy Peak. That was like so difficult to win. It was just 9 euros, but everyone was playing it.
Everybody wants that meal. I mean, 9 euros. That's like a meal deal for
but
the whole
don't forget
team.
that you divide it.
Yeah. 3 euros each.
So it's like
that's exactly what I'm thinking. Like meal deals. I don't know if it's 3 deal if you get meal deals in Europe, but in the UK you can get £3 meal deals. They're not the best meal deals, but you know.
Yeah, but you
get your sandwich, you get your baguette, your drink, and your crisps. You know?
But the thing is, like, I don't wanna say bad thing about them, but like, for example, I still don't get my money from this tournament.
From a €9 prize pool, they don't pay it out. Are you joking?
I think I have like 100 to get because I played so many.
Because you won like 11 of them. They're like, oh man, this guy keeps winning. We should definitely not pay him.
No, but everyone had a problem with it. So yeah, I started with this, and when I really like, for example, the first season I was how do you call it again? Platinum, remember? The first ranked. You know, I was already in the big ranks, but like when I was like, okay, let's take it seriously, and maybe I can do something. Maybe it can be good. It's when I started thinking about moving to PC, because on PS4 you're like just playing for fun, and I heard Chausette, Batu, everyone was switching to PC. And like, yo, it feels so much better. You literally so much faster. I was like, oh, so let's give it a try. And yeah, I got my first PC and directly started grinding. And of course, like you said, ESL, Mucket 2s, Mucket 1s at like 2 a.m. I was
Oh
doing
yeah.
them too. Of course, the Gfinity. Like all
Mhm.
of this tournament, I was playing all of them.
Was it with lots of different teams that you were playing, or
Yeah,
did you have
I
any
had
like
like
consistent players that you were playing with?
no. Back in the days, it was just like 2 minutes left. You ask all of your friendlies, the first two to respawn, you just go for it.
Yeah, who wants to sign up for the Gfinity?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was like the. And
I
I
mean,
remember the
even I
first
used to get
day.
those messages. It would be like somebody
Yeah,
would say, "Hey, we need a third. Do you want to play?" Then we'd get a quarterfinal or something, and just be like, "Oh well, better luck next week. Hopefully, you don't have to play with me."
yeah, that
But
was, and
so
I
it's
missed
all
a
just
lot
like
of
pickup
ESL.
teams. Was there anyone that you wanted to play with, like that you had really good synergy with? You thought, okay, hold on, like
At the
we
start,
always, yeah,
yeah,
at the
at the
very
start
start
with
when you're
Batu.
pickup teams. Oh,
Yeah,
Batu,
with
right? Okay.
Batu, we were like always playing it together. It was literally all the time. Was when I asked someone, it's like, "Oh, you want to do ESL with me and Batu?" All the time, literally all the time, except when he couldn't do it. But at the start was
Mm.
with Batu, Swoop into ReZero because I knew them from PS4 too, and then I started playing with my real team, which you're probably gonna talk about it because
That
pretty
was
sure
when you
you.
just got like you were one of the first players to just get picked up out of nowhere, kind of, because you had made a name for yourself in six mans, right? That was where I think
Yeah,
most of your reputation came from. You were just smashing the six mans Discord,
and
and
ESL too
then
because a
yeah,
little bit.
yeah, and then Dignitas um they lost Turbo, which is like a big loss, and then all of a sudden you were just like they were like we're getting Aztral, and a lot of people were like, whoa, what? Like, you replaced one of the most experienced players in the scene with a completely new player. And
Yeah,
it was probably like the opposite. You're like the opposite of Turbo when it comes to play. So it was not at all what a lot of people were expecting. But actually, if you look at what happens now, that is more common. You were like one of the first, like really mechanical, like new players to get picked up straight onto a really good team. And nowadays that happens a lot. Like, I mean, you
yeah,
look at
yeah.
what Dignitas have done since then. Joyous and Appjack, both the same thing, just really mechanical, brand new players. So they're following the same formula. I think they saw how well it worked with you, and they're like, right, let's just do that again twice and
Yeah.
see if it pays off. But what was your like take on that whole situation? Like going from relatively unknown to on one of the best teams.
I just have a funny story too. How they like came to me to ask me to train with them.
Mm-hmm.
So it was in Dallas for the DreamHack. I went with Method with Rix, Ronde, and Burrito B, and I at the start I was ready to sign with them. But
Mm-hmm.
at the end I didn't sign. I wanted to wait the DreamHack. So we arrived at DreamHack. We won day one. We went to day two. Unfortunately, we got wrecked by Mouse, I think, the first match, and then we lost. And the last game, I wasn't. I mean, when you don't play bad but don't play good.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like in the middle, and I remember Rix and Burrito got really mad at me. So they were like telling everyone like it was my bad and all of this. So
Well,
really,
really?
really,
What?
yeah, it
That's
was a
so
really bad mood.
unjustified.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
can understand it because I think I tilted too a little bit or something like this. I don't really forget
Oh, so you think it was more
remember.
like outside of the game stuff than
No, it was during the
actually
game.
in game?
I
No,
I
I mean
think
like
right after.
were the problems because of like it wasn't because of gameplay so much as like
I think it was both. To be fair,
okay.
because I didn't play that good, and I kind of tilted a little bit. But so yeah, I think they talked to their friends, saying it's my bad. So really bad mood, and we were all in the same room in the hotel because it was a big hotel with like two beds for 2 person. So we were like three in the room. So bad mood. That's really bad.
Yeah.
But if you remember DreamHack Dallas, literally all the Frenchies got out in day two. I think no one stayed for day three, or maybe Vitality. I don't really remember, but like
Mm,
most of them were out. So we were talking and like, yo, why not going tomorrow to Six Flags? Having fun together. So I was
mhm,
like, yeah, why not? So my team, like my old teammates, so Burrito and Rix went to the DreamHack watching the finals and shit. But I was with the Frenchies in Six Flags. So we went, it was funny. It's big, so we walk a lot, so I was kind of tired. So we came back, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go in the hotel because our hotel was like 20 minutes away from the first restaurant, like the closest restaurant. And I was like,
mm,
I don't want to walk again to the restaurant. So in our hotel, we had a little market where you can buy like food and good food to eat. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go there and then eat in the room because I was thinking that Rix and Burrito was in the DreamHack. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be alone in the room, just eating, normal day. So I put my AirPods on. I went to the market choosing, and I don't know. I heard Astro, but I was like, no, I'm dreaming. No one can call me Astro in the market. And then again, Astro. So I just pulled out just one AirPod, and I saw Violent Panda coming like to me, and like, yo, what's up, man? And I was like, okay, what does he like? Why is it going? He's like,
Did
can
he
you keep a
interrupt your
secret?
nuggets? Were you like mid chicken nugget bite? You're like,
No. I was just
Panda?
like watching the food. No, so he was like, why is he here? He said, can you keep a secret? Of course. You can't say no when Violent Panda is coming to you and say,
Can you keep
You-
a secret?
you can-
No. Oh well then. Astral Dignitas
yeah,
never
you know.
happens.
So he said, can you keep your secret? I was like, yeah, sure, man. He's like, okay, yeah. So we're losing Turbo here. So do you want to come try out with us? Like, we really want you. And, he started, I was like, oh yeah, let's go. I'm a bubble player. I heard that, like, going for Dignitas, one of the best team that did, like, with the best result in all of this thing. And yes, I was happy, good mood. With the smile, I was like, yeah, with my food, I'm gonna go in the room. It was gonna be good. I opened the door and I saw Burrito and Rick's like mad face in their bed, and you see me with the smile like coming in the room.
So you're like, I'm not gonna be in your team.
Yeah, I didn't tell them, but like,
And then you're like,
it
oh
was
no,
funny.
that was a secret. Ignore that. Sorry.
Yeah, that was funny because they were like both with the bad face because we lost and still kind of mad at me, and
Yeah.
just entering the
And
room
you're
with
just-
the big smile.
you just moonwalk into the room.
Yeah.
Like, what's up?
Yeah, put
Oh,
the
man.
sunglasses
You guys, I had the greatest McDonald's. That extra value meal was really good.
on. Yep.
I actually didn't. I totally forgot that you had that you had good results with that though. You beat Space Station Gaming. You eliminated them actually
Yeah, with
from that
Fetzer, right?
tournament. Yeah.
Yeah,
With
I
Methods.
remember.
And
We
then
got
of
lucky.
course you eliminated Rogue and Leipzig as well, which
Yeah,
was
with
actually
Calix
Leipzig
and
was
Ocean.
with Calix and Ussel, and you eliminated Rogue. So you had some good DreamHack results with other teams, and then I mean it must have gone downhill pretty quick for Dignitas because just they won Leipzig, and then they came top 4 at Dallas, but then Turbo was like, "Nah, I'm out." Joining
Yep.
NRG, win the world championship. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. That there must have been lots of options for the team like Dignitas. They're a big name team, and they went straight to you. They're like, "No, we want this guy."
Yeah, that was
That's
pretty.
cool.
Like, I was surprised. I was like, "Why are you picking me? There are so many other players. Like, why me?"
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, you were really good, but it just wasn't the done thing. I think a lot
but-
of the teams were just picking up like other OG players. There was a lot of players in RLCS back then who were probably not good enough anymore, but because they'd been in RLCS for like 4 or 5 seasons, they would get benched from one team and they would just end up on another team immediately because they're a well-known player. That was
Yeah,
just
but-
kind of what happened. So I think you were really good, but yeah, I can see why you'd be surprised just because it wasn't normal.
Yeah,
for
that was a
that sort of
risky
thing to
move
happen.
too, because
Mm.
I was literally the worst threes player with like the worst rotation. Have no like, I was so bad like for rotation decision making. So that was a risky move, and I think if I can get replays from the first scrims, if you see that, you'll say, "What the fuck is he doing here?"
I
Like,
mean, it
he's
didn't work out initially. At the start, it wasn't going that well. I think actually the entire
Uh-huh.
like season 8, it was kind of bad league play for you guys. Then you
Yeah, the league
you
and
got in through the playoffs. You like stepped up
well,
and got
yeah,
top
with
4.
I don't know how. I think we got lucky with like the how do you call it again? The difference matches. You know what I mean? With
The tiebreakers and stuff.
yeah, I think we got the playoffs like this or something.
Yeah, you
if I
got into
remember well.
playoffs, then you scraped. You got through playoffs to get Worlds. Then suddenly at season 8 Worlds, you guys are like top 3 team. You're like Vitality NRG
Yeah, but
level. Like what happened?
Remember the regional? We literally lost. We were losing 3-0 against Barca, and every game was like
Oh
5-1,
yeah,
6-0.
yeah. Then you
Like, we were
reverse swept Barca to qualify
yeah,
for Worlds. Oh
yeah.
my, I forgot about that.
And
That's
that
crazy.
was at the same time was not a good memories, for the mood because we were like all tilted, but at the same time, we're probably the best game, like one of the best game I've ever played. Not by myself, but like experience, like playing it.
Mm.
Because you feel
Yeah.
the comeback at the start. I was really, when you feel bad in the game, you have literally like your hands are cold. You don't know what to do, and then games after games, you start getting better, better, and better. So you're like, just want to play more. When we won, I was in my head was literally like, can we play more? Like, I want to play more.
Oh, that's hype.
Who wants to play some ranked?
No, not ranked.
He wants to play some Rumble. That's so cool though. What was there must have been something else though. Did you just ride that momentum from the reverse sweep all the way into a successful Worlds, nearly making a grand final? Or was there like more to it? What else? Like was there like practice, boot camping, like
I think it
team practice and
was
stuff?
I think the start of the regional was kind of a bad day, which happened for everyone. Because if I remember well, the scrims we got like wrecked. We didn't win a single game. I think the scrim for the warm up. So yeah, and to be fair, it hurt to say that, but maybe Virge coming in helping.
It hurts to say. Why does it hurt to say that? It hurts to give credit to the coach, but he may actually have helped somewhat.
No, I'm joking with him. No, I think he helped a lot. He helped a lot for the mental. For me, for Yukio, for Panda, and it helped a lot. You can watch the comms video for the comeback, for example. You can hear him.
Did that help you? Like your hands were? Oh, sorry, I need to be right back.
It makes. I'm pretty sure it made us see that if we lose, we're like, so what do you call it again? Like it's a shame, literally, because we were playing good. Because of the mental issues, we're literally getting destroyed. So when you said that, I was like, yeah, that's true. That's really, if we lose, that's a shame, because it's not problem in the game, but more problem with mental. So yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt your story, which is very excellent, but we have 15 gifted subs dropped in the chat from Vacanis so that we can do a SMUG 3-player reveal. Well, 2-player reveals before even big time pogs here. Okay. Chat. Type 1 if you want an NA reveal. Type 2 if you want an EU reveal. This is the first player. This is good. We'll give Johnny some time to get back as well.
I want to know the EU one. Please type 2.
It looks pretty too heavy. I'm not gonna lie. That we've got it's 2. We'll go EU first, and because it's Thanksgiving, and I'm thankful for all my NA viewers, we will also do an NA one as well. Let me look at the list here. This is the challenge. When you don't normally. When you don't plan ahead, it's like, oh, okay, which one strategically should I announce? So so EU, which one from EU? Aha. We're gonna go with EU content creator. One of the content creators that is playing in SMUG 3 on the 7th is, do you guys want to guess? Anybody want to guess content creator? By the way, we've hit the sub goal. Vacanis went insane and dropped 15 gifted. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay. I think I know who it is.
We've got some guesses.
Wait, Astral's gonna guess?
You can go ahead and guess, Aztral.
Jazer?
Wow, there's a correct guess going on here in the chat. And
how did you know?
And on the pod, it is in fact Jazer. Jazer will be playing at SMUG 3 on December 7th. Big time hype. Yeah. It probably wasn't too hard to guess. The EU content creator list is pretty short. It's pretty short. It's pretty short compared to the NA content creators.
For SMUG, Jazer is like the best person because it's good content. He can make some good goals. I was like, maybe Jazer.
Yep. So that's pretty hype. Now I have to reveal an NA player as well. And one NA player that's been playing really well and recently got picked up by a new team. Does anybody want to guess who that might be?
I have no idea.
I was at least more confused by this one.
Maybe, I think, yeah.
Okay. We've got a couple people who've got it right. Calm, that's right. Calm from
I was going to say Taroko for some reason.
Version 1. Yeah, Calm will be playing in SMUG 3 as well. Now, strategically speaking, I haven't revealed who they are playing, so the mystery is still intact, and we will be announcing that soon with the matchup trailers and all that stuff coming. And of course, at the end of this episode, we will also announce the main event. I mean, that is not going to happen right this second.
Unless Calm is playing Jazer, obviously. Which that would be
a
surprise. That would be a surprise in and of itself. It could be fun though. It'd be more like a freestyle 1v1, I bet. Like those guys are crazy.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely crazy. So thank you again to Vicanis and everybody else that has subbed in this episode. We're already at 20 subs. That is legit. That is legit
goodness.
for
Wow.
a modest little podcast like the Saltcast.
Yep,
So
wrap it up.
appreciate
We'll
you.
be back next week.
Yeah,
Job done, everybody.
We've made our money. We can go home now. I am home. We're all home. It's lockdown, man. Ugh.
Been home
So
for a while.
let's get back into it before you were so rudely interrupted with subs, and Johnny decided to leave for whatever reason.
Hey, I had to go get my food order. I
figured.
had no time between grid and this I've got to order before all the places close.
Hey, for sure. And I respect the grind and I appreciate the grind. So we were talking about Virge coming back or coming to the team and lifting you guys up. What's it like? Like, what else did you learn on Dignitas? What was that experience like? Where there's some big lessons that you can tell the kids that you learned while you were there?
I mean, I literally learned everything from Dig because, like I said at the start, I was literally like the worst player in 3. So like, they teach me the rotation, the what do you call it again? Decision making. Mental issue was later on when Virge came in and helped about that, but yeah, like I said, they teach me everything. To be fair, like I can't say all the things in that.
Cool.
What do you want to go into any more detail on the mental side? Because I think that's the one that people are the most. Well, people who have not competed in Rocket League will know the least about. It's pretty obvious to see. Oh yeah, that rotation was off. 2 teammates drove into each other, but what's always behind the scenes and not known because you don't see it, you don't hear it, is the comms and stuff and what's going on mentally. Like, what improvements did you try and make mentally to try and become more competitive?
So yeah, like I forgot to say, Dignitas gave me like a sport psychologist for a big moment, and the bigger thing like I learned, which is like when I'm gonna say it, it's simple, but for someone who was like me, like tilting every single, it's more difficult. It's like just go next. That's it. Just go next. You can't change what happened. Just go for the future. Like don't care about what happened. If it's bad, you just forget everything and go next. That was the thing that they learned me first.
Wow.
And that's the bigger thing. To be fair, this helped me a lot.
So it's either get on a pro team where Virge is the coach, or just watch Jessie stream, and you will learn how to have mental adversity or overcome mental adversity.
Clearly it works for Jessie. He's always in a great mood, and his streams go on for a long time because he's just having so much fun that he can't stop streaming. So yeah, if it works for Jessie, it can work for anybody.
Did you ever catch him today? I was watching for a little bit while you were in the chat, and he was warming up with Alpha, and or Alpha was warming up playing with Jessie, and he got Chausette. Did you catch him at all? Did you guys queue into him? Did you get him?
Hey, Jessie. No, it's been like 3 days I've been playing Jessie every day. He didn't win one single match. I think I'm like 10-0 right now against him.
Wow.
So wait, did you say that Jessie was warming up with Alpha? Did he?
He was. So
did he
at
scrim Alpha before Alpha's match?
No. So no, it was today.
It was today before the grids.
Because Jessie, after 3 games in solo queue and lose, he's gonna try to find someone. So he tried to play with someone called Rizios or something like this. He's like new into Rocket League. I've never seen him before.
Okay.
He lost every single game, so he said that he didn't feel it, so he kicked the Rizios. Lost a couple of games ago. I think he won one, and then he saw Alpha in the friend list, directly invited him to get carry, and of course this is what happened.
So that's premium. Alpha's a great player, and also if you see him online, that's like 10% of his Rocket League hours right there. If you can grab him for an hour ranked, that's like 10% of his game time for the whole week. So it's premium.
You're basically on a team with him now.
Yeah. You're probably playing with him more than his actual teammates. So it's a good thing to grab him while he's available.
True.
What do you think the circumstances would have to be for you to lose a 1v1 series to Jessie? What kind of
Playing with my feet.
disadvantages? Oh, playing with your feet. Okay, cool. That's probably sure.
No,
Surefire.
like
Seriously,
seriously, I think
yeah.
the only thing which can make me lose against him it's if he start first if he's in a good day, so didn't miss a single ball,
Yep.
which is difficult, and then start just doing double jump bump. He's just good at doing this. So if he just like do that every time, maybe I can lose.
Okay.
I mean, just saying, he already tried Illy Rich with the
This was
1v1,
incredibly respectful response, actually. Like,
Yeah,
I really did not expect you to go so soft on Jessie here. I thought you were going to say no boost for me or something, or something.
No, that's a win for me with no boost.
Do you think so? Oh, yes, I've done it. I've done it. This is a show match that needs to happen. No boost.
No boost.
I'm not going to lie
versus
to you.
Jessie.
When I was getting into Rocket League, when I was getting coaching from Johnny and also from Marky Duda back in the day, cross Atlantic, Marky played me in 1v1 and beat me with no boost. It was brutal. It was so painful to lose that way. So, I think you could probably do it because that would actually be so painful to lose that way that the nerves are even higher,
Pressure.
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
Yep.
Somebody in the chat asks why you ask you why EU pros play so little, but I honestly think it's just most pros. Like a lot of pros are like this once they've.
Well, Rocket League is really like that. I mean, you can't just say that the entire like. What are the chances that just every Rocket League pro is lazy? It's not possible. Like, there's just no way. The game doesn't. It can't attract lazy people. Like if other games, are just like taking longer. Like if you just play a scrim and like a MOBA, the game might take an hour. Like one game. And if you're playing a best of 3, the scrim might take 3 hours. So, in Rocket League, the games are just faster. And there's like no breaks at all mentally. You're switched on for the whole thing. You get tiny little goal replays that everybody skips anyway, and then everybody readies up, so you're right into the next game. There's like it's just intense, constant for like 3 hours or whatever, and it probably like will burn you out much faster than other games will.
Yeah, but I think the answer for the question is because, like I said in threes earlier, the ranked in EU is more boring than the NA one for some reasons. Because again, all the NAs are playing like the pros, so all the games are good. But in EU, I don't know, like it's always the same games, always the same person you see every day. Pretty boring. So yeah, I don't know, but it's true that EU play like less than NA. I don't know why.
They play more 2v2 in Europe. And
Yeah,
a lot of
if a pro play ranked, it's always 2v2.
It's always 2s, which makes the 3v3 ranked playlist a bit worse because if like the very best players at 3v3 aren't playing in the ranked playlist, then the next best players aren't learning from them by losing. So it just it trickles down, and all the games are worse in ranked. It's weird though. I think in some ways, like there might be a weird kind of balance with Rocket League where like playing the long game where you just try not to get burned out is a good idea, because going like completely ridiculous, like working all the time, is probably not a good idea. Like just playing insane amounts of Rocket League for 3 months, it's probably going to burn out that player. So there is a balance. But I would agree. I think that most Rocket League pros are way below the balance. And I think if I was to guess, I think the problem is just a lack of goals and a lack of things to aim for. Because once you get onto a pro team, get a chunky salary, and you've got like a guaranteed spot in a bunch of tournaments, it's just like, what else are you working towards at that point? And like, a lot of players are aiming for winning the world championship. Some other players are just kind of just happy to be on a big salary and chilling out playing games. So I guess it just depends like what their goals are. And if players are better at setting goals for themselves, they're probably going to work harder. But you don't realize how lucky. I don't think pro players will realize how lucky they are to have that as a job when they're at the young age, until they don't have it as a job anymore. Then they'll be like, whoa, I probably should have done more with that while I was really good at this video game.
Yeah, that's true. But for example, for the goals you said about rank, imagine if a professional, and I had that therapy, and like a lot of pro had that. You get like 2.2k points in ranked. You get like a game after 20 minutes of queuing. It's like really boring, and it makes you like less motivated to play the game because you're like, yeah, not gonna find a game. So it's pretty boring too.
What do you think the solution is? How do players play more? Is it more scrims?
I have no idea.
I know Space Station Gaming are getting like whipped into scrim form by their coach.
Yeah,
so we've been told.
Yeah, but I think the best thing was when 6 months was alive, which is now like last 6 months was this probably like a year ago or something like this.
Wow.
When 6 months was alive, when I was playing a lot of 6 months, I was just launching the game, playing 1 or 2 ranked, and then just queuing. If there were already a queue, just waiting in free play the next game, and so it makes you play the game but in high level and not with some like players in ranked.
Good point. Good point. What about what was the experience like joining Oxygen? So you told us your dig matchmaking story. What was the transition from Dignitas to Oxygen like?
So I like when it was in Madrid, when everything happened, like Energy won the world and all of this happened. I think it was in the backstage, or I don't really remember when, but I saw that Ferra and Chausette like all the weekend were really asking me, "Yo, when does your contract end?" Or this type of, and I was like, okay, so I think they want me. So
very stealthy, very clever.
and yeah,
what
with
they want?
the mood and yeah, with the mood in the team, and I don't know, I was not seeing myself doing another season with this mood, and I was friend with Ferra and Chausette. I was like, and they had a pretty good season, so I was like, yeah, that's the move to do. Maybe it's I need a change, so that's why I change, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the mood is like 10 times better in the team. We banter with each other. We always like happy. We always like have fun. For example, I most of the time never had fun in scrims with Dignitas. It was more like a tryharding, and that's it. Right now with Oxygen, when we are in scrims, it's just like sometimes we just laugh so much that we can't come anymore. For example, if someone missed an opener in Dig, we'll just say, "Oh, no, close." Just this. Right now with Oxygen, it's like, "Yo, you're so bad. How did you miss that?" So it's a better mood.
That's good. That's important. I mean, some people might have been surprised with the lack of roster change because it's become so common for teams to have one bad result and be like, right, that's it, disbanding, new team. But what they don't realize is actually behind the scenes, most of these roster changes with the experienced teams happen because of things outside of the game, not the actual gameplay itself. Like, there's lots of teams who have had terrible seasons and then just continued to play together and had a great season after. I think G2 are a really good example. They got like almost relegated, then they went back to being the best team in North America, and maybe they would have won season 9 if there was a LAN. Who knows? But they had a lot of people asking for people or roster change after they got sent down to relegations. But they were like, no, we're good friends, good chemistry. Sometimes you just have a bad season. Sometimes you just have a bad split, bad results. It happens. And a lot of the very, oh man, watching all these bubble players just change teams every week, it just blows my mind. Like, they got to just find someone that they enjoy playing Rocket League with, and then keep trying. Just improve. But they just want it to be amazing from day one. Aztral, what would your advice to those players be? The up and comers.
Just take Oxygen as an example. See, at the start we were not good at all, and now we're getting better and better. It's not, you can't be the best team in the world in one day. If you watch Dignitas with Turbo and K-Dop, I'm pretty sure the first tournament were not good. It's impossible that they literally won everything at the start. If I
They actually
remember
came second every time. They were second to they came second at like 3 or 4 events in a row before they started winning everything. So second's not that
that's
bad.
still a good result, but
it's not what they wanted. It's not what K-Dop wants, that's for sure.
True, but like there is not a single team who did literally first a tournament, a win, and with the best chemistry. So it's working, and even in bubbles, it even more time because you don't have experience, so you need to get it. Because with the pros, when you join a new team, they already have a little experience, But for bubble team, I had the experience with bubble teams changing like a lot, for example. But if you remember, I was teaming with a Saxon, and we had bad result. It was Saxon and Polar. We had bad result, but we still like stayed together. Not a long time though, not like a year, but like 3-4 months. But at the time, a lot of tournaments were happening. So I think for the bubble team, you just need to stay. Doesn't matter if you don't qualify for the first regional, you will get it for the second one.
Yeah, for sure.
And
So
it's definitely different as well when you've got a bunch of players that have a ton of experience joining together versus players that just don't have the experience, or you're adding somebody new to the team from the bubble. For sure.
Yeah, it's difficult. But
so
need to work.
talking about a slightly different topic with your new team, this grid split is really different from the last one. Last one, you could be eliminated in the group stage, and it was all one day. It was a much more marathon kind of grid. This is your first week doing it. You just did it tonight. And it looked to me like you guys were taking, especially you were taking the games a bit more experimental, since it's everybody qualifies from group stage anyway. Was that
Yes.
just you using these as basically scrims for seeding? It looked like you were just practicing, like trying new things.
Not scrims, but like you said, we were already qualified, and if you're already qualified, then it's not that much big of a deal if you're like 0-3 or 3-0. Just a better seeding. But like I said, like earlier, if you look the seeding, for example, we lost. Liquid is in the worst part of the bracket. So it doesn't really matter. So I was like less nervous. I won't say nervous, but like I was more, yeah, you know what, just gonna try my things, gonna be more confident. If I miss, whatever, it's not a big of a deal. It's not the world championship, so that's why I started like pre-jumping, doing more things. And to be fair, it helped me to see in which position I can do it for the next games when it's gonna be more serious, for example tomorrow.
Yeah, I actually, I noticed this and I made this same comment. I was thinking, okay, I'm looking forward to tomorrow to see what kind of stuff that you did today you're going to actually do tomorrow again, and what stuff you're not going to bother doing, because you're like, okay, actually, nah, I'm not going to fly across the entire pitch pre-jumping at a pass that hasn't even happened yet. Just like, Ferra actually did. He's dribbling. Why am I pre-jumping again? It was fun to watch though. It was really entertaining. But yeah, my chats are roasting me for not casting the games like they're RLCS, grand finals, because I mean it's not. It's seeding in the grid. Which what I wanted to ask you about on another angle about that. What's it been like with the additional games this season and matches? The amount of times that you guys are competing, and I mean it is it's not RLCS regionals, but there's still a lot of money on these tournaments. Like how is it to compete so often?
I think it's better because we talked about the hours earlier, like the players not playing the game that much. With this new format and all of the tournament, you need to play the game. There is no excuses except for Alpha. I don't know how he has like 10 hours, but you need to play the game. If you don't, you're going down. There is no way you can keep up the gameplay and the skills if you don't play that much of the game. So I think it's pretty good that we play a lot more than, for example, the league play last season. The last format, because you just play 1 week of only scrims. And for like another thing, it's cool that they added the field. That's pretty cool for us too, because it's a scrim but with not nerves, but you want to try out. Because not gonna lie, the scrims right now you don't want to play. You just want to go next. But it's boring because you play for an hour against the same team, and after 30 minutes, either team start to get bored and start doing shots and all of these things that they were not doing if they were trying.
Right.
So
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty good with the field too, and yeah, it's better that we play more like literally every week.
Who are the worst players for giving up and
Vitality.
Vitality? Oh man.
After 2 games, Alpha start to pre-jump in backward, like all of this. And wait, okay, you will tell me, yeah, but that's Alpha. We used to that. True, but not on every single touch. But wait, so you have Alpha pre-jumping, but guess who is on the ceiling in our side waiting for that? it's Fairy Peak waiting, and then you have the double commit with K-Dop and Alpha going for the same, and it's working because they're gonna pinch it to Fairy Peak, who's gonna put the ball in net. So it's and yeah, we can't scrim. If we scrim Vitality, it's no. After the first game, it's gone.
It's a go next before the game starts. By the sense of things.
I think the last time we scrimmed them, the scrim finishes by doing some 3v3 freestyle. No joke. Like we were all freestyling, so we were giving the space, then they were popping the ball and they were pre-jumping everywhere. It's a mess. So I think Vitality is like, it's the team. If Vitality takes, for example, if Vitality takes the scrim like 20 minutes seriously, first, this is a problem because it's the first time it's happening. And if you bump like 3 times Fairy Peak, he's gonna start to get tilt and quick shot. Like I bump.
But if you bump him,
yeah, one time I bumped Fairy Peak like twice, and he started calling me virtuoso and being tilt every time I bump him, spamming the quick shot. So yeah, Vitality is it's not the team to scrim again. But when it, for example, if we scrim them before a tournament, of course it's gonna be serious, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's the scrims like Monday, all of these days where you have no tournament around, not a good thing.
Okay, virtuoso, that's hilarious. Is there any other teams, or is it just Vitality? They're the only one.
I think Guild with Scrub a little bit. For sometimes Scrub rage quit the scrims at like when it's still like 20 minutes of scrims and just rage quit because
why does this not surprise
me? Because he loses too much, you know, this type of team too. But
no,
I think other teams take it kinda seriously.
Yeah, that's hilarious, man. I mean, is there a problem with teams not showing up for scrims? Because I hear this is a real problem in NA a lot of the time. Scrims will just get cancelled because somebody's not awake or something.
Depends. With Dignitas, we had a really bad experience with that. Every day we were like, all right, let's guess who's gonna decline the scrims, like cancel it. Let's bet, because every day we had like scrims cancel. But right now with Oxygen and with the new format, we have less of that, and most like when we get cancelled, it's because of school. For example, with Top Blocks and Archie, you know.
Okay.
That's the only time we got cancelled. But before that, with the old format, Kickstarted team, like Kickstarted speed, they were not showing up at time.
I think the Cuxer one is the best because I used to hear that they would call, or his teammates would call his girlfriend to phone Cuxer's neighbor to go and knock on his door to wake him up because he's turned his phone off, and then he'd get woken up by the neighbor knocking at the door like, "You've got scrims," and then he'd be like, "Oh, go to the PC." He's living off the grid in his own house. It's like a very unique situation for him.
So let's talk a bit about 1v1s because we are in the throes of SMUG when we're talking 1v1 matches and your history in the salt mine. You've had some extremely entertaining matches in the salt mine. Are there any players that you really like to play 1v1 against? And this is not really a pointed question.
Fairy Peak.
Yeah, Fairy Peak.
This is why I choose them for the. What was it? Was it Salt Mine too? When I
Gold
choose
Mine.
Gold Mine.
Gold Mine.
Yeah.
Because like we are really friends with Fairy Peak Alpha, myself, and all the Frenchies. Every day we're on Discord, so I know that Fairy Peak hates, for example, playing Alpha in ones. But Alpha is like the same playstyle as me, and we just go for like. If you watch the game again right now, me against Fairy Peak, most of my goals are like seeding shots, flip reset, maybe sometimes double, but it's more like mechanical. And Fairy Peak hates defending against that. So, and I know that he's a slow player and I'm a fast player, so this is the perfect thing in once, you know.
Actually, so yeah, that was true in your matchup. He played slow in that one, and then he was lower bracket against EXO, losing 2-1. And then suddenly he just like turned this speed meter on his car up, and from that moment onwards, he was just playing really fast, and he outpaced Jorias in the quarterfinal, and then he smashed apparently Jack as well. I was like, what is going on? Like, what happened to Fairy Peak? He just decided to go really fast all of a sudden.
Yeah, so yeah, I like playing. I really love, not even liking. I love playing Fairy Peak in once.
That's cool. What players do you not like playing against? Or have you not enjoyed playing?
It's between Jorios and no, I think Jorios.
Yeah,
I think because it's like just going for mechanical stuff. and he's just clipping you on every goal. So you need to pre-jump from the ceiling for saving the shots, So it's pretty boring to play again. So
That's actually what
Tho
Tho said as well after getting clipped on for like the 10th time in a row. He said he was really bored of playing Jarius. He said Jarius is the most boring player. So we're hearing this more and more actually.
Yeah.
It must be boring to play against him, but then watching is not so boring. I can tell. Okay, what about OSM? Because you guys have a bit of history. In your first ever show match on my stream, you beat him like 20-0 or something. You completely annihilated him. And then in the Salt Mine 1, you got tilted against him and left the series early because he called himself Aztral or something. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I'm like, what am I even doing here? I was like, when I'm like planning these tournaments, I don't really have something planned for that situation to happen. I'm like, I don't even know what the rules are with this. It just happened, and now Aztral left the lobby. Like, what's going on?
No, but like the first one, like you said, I was like trying, I won in like 12. Maybe it wasn't that good. It wasn't in a good day, but the day when this happened, I got like so much tilted before. I can't remember why. I think it was because of ranked, and I was not in a good mood, and he started like trash talking me for no reason. I know, I got tilted so easy because at the same time I was missing everything I was trying. I was missing it, and he was scoring. So again, I was like, yeah, impossible to win. If I stay, I'm gonna probably get banned of Rocket League because I'm gonna say like ton of things. So I just say, yeah, let's just leave.
Yeah, this was crazy. Yeah. I think if I don't, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think you started off in Salt Mine 2 doing really well. You were like crushing the group stage. You were like near the top, and then did you play Khaled? And that didn't go too well because Khaled was just the best back then. And I think that was where it just started going downhill.
I don't remember. With Khaled, I played like the only games I remember against Khaled is the one where everyone was saying that I was the most toxic person because I said he was the luckiest player. Because
that was Salt Mine 1, right?
That was Salt Mine 1.
Oh, Salt Mine 1, the qualifier where you said he's lucky.
Yeah, because every time I was shooting the ball and bumping him, he was landing on the ball. So I got kind of tilted because I was really trying this tournament, and I lost because of He was playing really good, but if you watch the games right now, you can see that he got a little bit lucky. Maybe the luckiest person was
there was a save actually that I think you were talking about because you went for an air bump and you bumped him, but he dodged as the bump landed, so the bump did nothing, and then he saved the shot.
I bumped him on the crossbar and he went down.
Oh, he
and
bounced
then he saved
off the bar and saved it. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So that was.
It was so unlucky. It was the most ridiculous save. That's right.
And the thing which annoys me the most right now with for example, the Middle East fans. You remember the games where I quick chatted a lot because I was 2-0 like down, and I started coming back, and we went to game 5, I think.
Yeah, of course. Of course, we remember that.
At the end,
it was like the best.
Water saved me. Yeah, but for example, people were not. I was streaming, so you had And what the Middle East didn't know, because they were probably on your stream, is like
they were my stream.
I was losing. I was not tilted at all because I feel like I was playing good, but it was better. It was cool games too. No bullshit. Everything was good. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to like tilt him. I said it in the group party chat, so Khaled doesn't see it. So I just typed for my chat. I said, yeah, I'm gonna trash talk him to like quick chat to make him tilt. He got tilted. You can see I came back like he probably wanted to kill me, to be fair. So and then we lost. I unmuted myself. Yeah, unlucky, that was close. And then all of the middle started to get so mad at me. That was probably the series. And it's, to be fair, like last week I think I streamed. Still some people saying, you got water saved by Khaled, you noob, or something like this.
People always do this, but you just got to remember, like, the reason these people are doing this is because they just want to be you, basically. They're like, wow, I wish I was a pro player. That's so cool. The only way that they can, try and compensate for that desire never being fulfilled is to go and trash talk pro players, to try and make the thing that they want seem less good, so therefore it's not so bad that they don't have it. But at the end of the day, they're just jealous fanboys.
We did talk about that a lot.
That didn't represent us. Yeah, it didn't represent what we were trying to get people to do at all. We loved it. We thought your trash talk, the quick chat, was absolutely hilarious.
No.
He thought it was amazing. And then, Khaled's response was also amazing. It was a fantastic series. We were just having the time of our life. I remember a friend of mine who doesn't watch a lot of Rocket League and he doesn't really know anything about the pro scene. He randomly clicked on that video. He's just a real life friend of mine. He randomly clicked on that video because he sometimes gets my videos recommended to him. And he watched the whole thing. And he said that he didn't know who Aztral was. He didn't know who Khaled was. Didn't know what this tournament was. Didn't know any of the significance here. But by the end of it, he was like so into the game. And he was like on the edge of his seat. And he couldn't believe how entertaining it was. Something he doesn't understand at all. But he found it really entertaining because you guys, quick chatted and played some great Rocket League. And I think me and Matt casting, we were just having the time of our life. We were like, this incredible. Is perfect. This is amazing. But then obviously, like, there will always be fans like that who are just negative. Unfortunately, Khaled himself, nothing like that at all. He's like the nicest guy.
Yeah, no, I know.
And,
we talked.
Yeah, he has a lot of respect for Aztral. He has a lot of respect for all the players he plays against. So it's like I've not had any. I've never been disappointed with realizing somebody sent their fans to go and trash talk someone or anything like that. It's always just been wholesome between the players.
Yep. Yep.
Do you feel like that? Do you feel like that reputation still follows you? I mean, I think the answer is
not that much.
Okay, I was gonna say I think the answer is probably a little bit in some ways, but I know that after that happened, we sort of talked about it. Like I felt like as casters, it was really easy for us to choose that storyline about you as well. Like, oh, emotional player this, emotional player that. So I know that we tried to chill out on that because in the end we didn't really feel like it was fair. And definitely not fair of like people to, say, kill yourself and things like that in your chat. Nobody should ever really hear that, obviously. But what is it like today? Is do you feel like that's getting better? I mean, Ferra did come on the podcast as well and say like, oh, actually our team comms are great. I think he's really comfortable in our team. Nobody's tilted. Yeah. We're having a good time. And you said the same thing tonight. So maybe you could talk a little bit about what that's like now.
No, yeah, it's better. But for example, when after this happened, I think a month after I was streaming, and still again, people was like taking this again, saying, why you trash talk Khaled, you noob and shit. And I took like 30 minutes to explain, and I showed the clips when I typed on the chat saying, I'm gonna try. So I said, it wasn't mean to, I wasn't tilted, so most of them understand. So now it's like so much better. But,
they're just trying to get reactions like this. I mean, every streamer will know about this a little bit, but once people find out something controversial about you, they'll try and just say it again and again and again and again until you react to it because they just want to hear a reaction. They just want any reaction really from a streamer, especially a player. It'll probably never go away completely, but hopefully people realize it's completely inaccurate as a description of what was happening, and it was totally unjustified. But yeah, Matt's right. We did talk about it, and we were like, actually, maybe we didn't do a good job of explaining ourselves because we wanted to highlight the difference in you and Khaled. You're like this really fluctuating player. Sometimes you're insane. Sometimes you're just nowhere to be seen. And he's just always so solid. And when we mentioned tilting as an aspect of that, I think some people probably think we're referring to, rage, which isn't really the case. The most positive person in the world can tilt, Fairy Peak is one of the most positive Rocket League players I know, and he can tilt. You say if he gets bumped 2 times, he calls you virtuoso. You don't need to be a rager to tilt. Literally everybody in the world tilts. So I think there's a lot of misunderstanding around that term tilting, that it's being shipped onto all the players who are considered ragers. And then everybody thinks Fairy Peak, no, he would never tilt. He's untiltable. Khaled never tilts, but I tell you, they do tilt. It just doesn't.
We have an example.
They have a better way of handling it. Extra as well. Super nice guy. Yeah.
What was the example with Extra? Is this when he called Jessie a fat pig?
Well, I didn't know that.
I just watched a Jessie YouTube video where Extra called him a grill pork.
Yeah.
A grill pork.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Fat pig.
Yeah, that's one of the things that will make sense when I hear it. I'm like, oh, that yeah, I can see how that would be fat pig.
Oh man. Was it I don't know. I don't know if you ever sustained any physical injury, but I have to playing Rocket League, that is. But I have to imagine that your back really hurt after carrying Johnny in Twitch Rivals.
I mean,
Pretty
it
heavy.
hurt, but not for this reason. I have back problems in real life. So
Oh, okay. Wow. Very
That's
right.
Very me.
inconsiderate of Twitch to put Johnny on your team then.
Yeah, it didn't really help, I'm sure. Sorry about that.
No, you carried the team.
Oh no. Yeah. No, actually, I did. My YouTube comments for one of the videos that I uploaded from Twitch Rivals just said that I was They described me as your emotional support during one of your games. I was basically just driving around. Astral's hitting the ball every single time it comes to our half, and I'm just driving around doing absolutely nothing but telling Astral he's doing great. That was that was my job on the team, and it worked. So we beat them, so we managed to win.
Yep.
It was good fun.
Man, oh man, I think it's probably time for the supersonic round. What do you think, Johnny?
The supersonic round.
Oh,
Yes.
what is that?
Oh boy. I'm going to ask you some questions and you're going to answer them. And that is the supersonic round. It is poorly named, probably. Actually,
We've changed the name a few times. Supersonic makes sense.
It's supposed to be Widechamp Round.
Yeah, the Widechamp Round is way better.
I don't know why I have it in here as supersonic. That is a huge mistake. Widechamp Round. All right, let's talk about your favorites. What's your favorite car that you don't main?
I mean, can I say no? I was gonna say Octane or Fennec because I'm switching between both. But to be fair, I would probably say Breakout.
Breakout.
Okay.
I've never seen you use it, not once.
I've been for 2 weeks of scrims. I think I used it.
Really?
Is it for freestyles?
I don't know. It feels good in the air, and the only problem is sometimes kickoffs and 50s. But
well, we had Halfway Dead Rocket Science in the podcast, and he explained that Breakout is the car that has its center of rotation, like when it rotates, it's like rotating closest to the actual center of the hitbox. So the Octane is like spinning all around, like, you know, that's why aerial shots on the Octane have such a big impact. But the Breakout is very like good for pinpoint. Like that's why you see all these air dribble world records in the Breakout, because it's very like pinpoint accurate.
I mean, just one thing. To be fair, it's between Breakout and Merc. I forgot about the Merc.
Oh, the Merc, of course.
Yeah,
because
the new Merc hitbox. You're popping off in the Merc and the grid.
Yeah, it's between Merc and Breakout, but I think more Breakout. But
okay, good call. Good call. What's your favorite decal?
Oh, I'm someone who changes every day.
Yeah, you've got a lot of presets. I've seen that as well.
Oh, I have no idea about the decals. Maybe it's probably between a Lone Wolf White, because I've been playing with this since it came out, and it's back in the days. You know,
beautiful.
So it's between this and probably maybe Mainframe, because Mainframe I really like. It's probably one of the
Who else said Mainframe?
Don't remember.
I think we have a Mainframe last week. We got any very attentive viewers in chat?
We should get a spreadsheet.
We should do that.
Chat.
Mainframe for Aztral.
Chat. Somebody. Okay, Mainframe. Nice. What about your favorite boost besides Alpha?
I've always been playing with Alpha, even with back in the days with Alpha console with cheat engine. If you know this cheat engine, it was like in 2016 we need to change you need to go in the files of Rocket League. So I was always using the Alpha boost, but I mean it's basic, but like the standard pink.
Yeah, it's very, very satisfying. There's good bass on the standard boost. It's got a nice bass to it.
It does. I love the sound of standard boost is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, on PS4, I really like the flamethrower. I think it's called like this. I don't know. For some reason, it felt so speedy when I tried it in PC. It was like the slowest boost. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Were you ever a Sweet Tooth main? Did you ever use the Sweet Tooth car a lot? I actually wonder what that hitbox was like.
You don't want to know. I don't even understand what was the car like. When you could like done 10 like barrel roll. You know what do you call it? Barrel roll.
Yeah,
Mhm.
barrel
Like
roll,
when
yeah.
you
Air rolls.
you could like 10 when you just simple jump because it was turning so fast. That was the speediest car ever. But the problem is like back in the days when you play Sweet Tooth, it's like I was probably like GC, but not with good aerials. So you miss the ball because you want to turn, but it's too fast, so you just go like next to the ball. The shooting, the dribbles. Let's not speak about the dribble. Impossible to dribble, and not a good car.
Man, remember when was it Gyro? Is it Gyro? The really tall, thin car? What's the name of that one? The Gizmo. Not Gyro.
No, the
Gizmo.
Gizmo. Man, remember when Gizmo was just like the ultimate 1v1 car? You'd be like
The ball
queuing
carrying
you'd be
car.
queuing in twos, and then suddenly you'd see a Gizmo player and you're like, oh, it's
Yeah.
over. It's over.
It was because Gambit played it.
Yeah, again,
Remember that guy? He popularized Gizmo because he could ball carry before anyone else.
for me, it was the Paladin.
Oh yeah,
Ah,
the
of
floating car.
Chronovi.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, wow. Okay, favorite topper?
LFT.
That's funny.
Not a joke.
It
I
is a
made
great topper though. It's very
yeah,
good.
I made a good preset with it with the Dignitas deco.
That's goated right there. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Favorite wheels?
No, I'm not gonna say Alpha Wheels because maybe it's of course Cristiano's, but it's too simple. So probably white Zombas.
Okay, nice.
The
A
white
classic.
Zombas.
A
Yeah.
classic. All right. So the next part of the Widechamp round is team demo ranked. I don't know if you've ever
I've
seen
heard
this.
of that.
Okay, you've heard of it.
Excellent.
Ferra
Okay.
told-
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Excellent.
We're making a name for ourselves here, Saltcasters. That's good news. So just to review, so you're 100% clear. We're going to give you a team, and you pick out each player. You say, this is the player I want to team with. This is a player I'd like to demo, and this is a player that I'd like to play ranked with. So, teaming is like a big serious commitment. Playing ranked, it's like, it's chill, it's whatever, it's fun. We're going to go pre-jump and do crazy things. And, the player that you want to demo is a player that maybe you just want to get rid of, it's all good. Sound good?
Yeah, sound good.
Let's actually start with your number one scrim partners, Team Vitality.
Easiest question of my life. Team Fairy Peak.
Everybody says that.
Yeah, everyone.
Ranked Alpha because I don't think we lose sometimes. We're probably the best duo. Not gonna lie, we play so good, so cool. And demo K-Dop. Demo K-Dop. I don't see myself playing ranked with K-Dop. Like,
Why not?
bad experiences.
Okay.
And Fairy Peak is always the guy who I love. I love the mentality of Fairy Peak. He's like the perfect player. He's like the Ferra, the Ferra for me. It's like the defensive, but can make plays in offense.
Wow, Ferra Peak.
So yeah,
Ferra
so, yeah,
Peak.
Fairy
Oh
Peak.
my.
Fairy Peak.
That's one for the future.
Ferra
That's
Peak
that's
vibes.
a casting combo in the French stream in about 5 years when they're both retired. Maybe.
You heard it here first, folks. I get credit for that. Thank you.
Ferra Peak. They actually have a caster name amalgamation that does sound good. Unlike Smells Boy.
Smelly Boy. We're doing pretty good with Smelly Boy.
Smelly Boy's alright. Or Johnny Gunn. Me and Shogun don't have one. It's terrible. But okay, Aztral, what about your favorite team Endpoint?
Can I demo all of them? Oh no. Okay, no. I forgot about Meta. I team with Meta because he's such a nice guy and I really like him. And on the field too, he's like really cool. He's here like since the start, literally, and still at the high level, which is not for Linus. But then I play rank with Relating and I demo Vert.
What a surprise!
Why? I thought you guys were homies.
Yeah.
What do you think in a 1v1, you versus Virtuoso? Who wins that?
Demos.
You win by demo?
No, just the demos win.
Oh,
I'm gonna say demos win.
I see. Fair.
Too many demos. You won't see me on the field.
The ball will be ignored.
Yeah, just demolition derby.
It'll just be like the respawns. Every time you respawn, you just go straight for each other, going boom, then respawn, boom. Yep. Ball's just chilling in the middle.
All right. What about NRG?
Oh, Team Garrett.
Literally everybody. I think it's never not been Team Fairy Peak and Team Garrett. Insta replies.
Yeah. Team
Every-
Garrett. This is a difficult one. Rank Squishy because I play a lot with Squishy, and I never play rank with Justin, so that's why I demo Justin.
Justin, process of elimination. All right, what about the other top team in the NA who are now struggling? SSG.
Team Sipico. That's I'm pretty sure everyone says that too.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Easy. Ranked Arsenal and Demo Rebels.
Demo Reynolds. He's going to tweet about that later.
He did say he was
Reddit
thankful.
posted.
He said he was thankful today for NA's talent compared to EU, basically. For like
Wait, he did?
yeah, he said the abundance of talent in NA compared to EU.
Wait, I gotta see this.
It-
What was the exact? Thankful for the abundance of skill in North America compared to Europe. I like that he throws in a few jokes with the actual tweets that he's serious about. That's quality from Reynolds.
Yeah.
Team BDS.
Team with extra because I know him since like a long time, and I'm not gonna lie, don't really talk with Monkey Moon, you know. So I think I'm gonna choose extra just for the mood and the experience in the field too, because he's like a good player. So ranked with Mark and Demo Monkey Moon.
Okay. Why ranked with Mark?
Because I don't know, I really like him, and I've been playing ranked with him sometimes. And yeah, it's to be fair, it's the same if I demo Mark but play with Monkey Moon. It's like the same. There is no difference between.
Okay.
Do you think Mark is actually Monkey Moon Spanish edition?
Not really. I mean, to be fair, yeah, kind of a little bit, just a little bit. Maybe on the defense. That's it.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, that does it for the Widechamp round, man. You made it. You did well. I think that all that's left to do is probably just announce the main event and then get out of here. What do you think?
True. Yeah, I forgot about that, but yeah, we absolutely should do that, or else
Chat
that would
did
be a
not
lie.
forget about it. Chat has been.
Have they?
Yeah, they've been reminding me a lot. Okay.
Well, Astral's 1 for 2 on his guesses so far. So, what do you reckon? There's 2 players obviously in the SMUG 3 main event. What have you got? Any guesses?
So it's one content creator in EU, right, against Jason.
No. The main event is just 2.
Oh, it's the main event. Oh,
yeah. Main event is just 2 like really good. Well, the main events before now have been Lion Blaze Mile last week.
And
before that, Jerry Peak Jory is. So you're thinking players that did that kind of caliber.
Wait, Alpha Monkey Moon wasn't main event?
No, Lion Blaze Mile was, because Lion Blaze was number 1 in NA, and Mile is was like second place in Salt Mine 2.
Definitely O'Khalid.
Oh, definitely O'Khalid. Okay. Versus who?
Versus, I want to say Joyers, but he already played, so
he did.
Apparently Jack.
Chat, what do you think? Is that right, or do you have a different matchup in mind? What do we think, chat? Spam your matchups. You can't just say one name.
Gengar Jessie is a good one. Yeah,
Gengar Jessie would be entertaining.
Jessie in the main event.
I told you can't just say one name. Okay,
you gotta say the whole thing. Everybody's writing one name. So there's Khalid, Ahmad, and Fahad Khalid. Aztral Khalid, he's baiting us. That would be quality.
That would have been smart. But
very smart.
We're not that smart team.
Everybody's shipping Astral's 100% Khalid prediction though.
Yeah.
They're done.
Actually, there's a lot of people in chat that are right, which is crazy because you guys,
there were a lot of right guesses.
You guys are just not that smart usually, but today you're really proving it. SMUG 3, Johnny Boy Smellsworth. That would be awful to watch for everybody. Trust. People don't even want to listen to us cast together, let alone play ranked.
Turn off the esports button. Stop streaming. and then we can play with nobody watching. Maybe that would be the best for that one.
SMUG 3 main event will be. Who was it again, Johnny? I actually forgot.
Wait, really? That was going to be so hyped. You've got everybody on the edge of their seats.
I'm just trolling chat. SMUG 3 main event will be Ocalid versus Fahad.
That was close.
Another 1 out of 2 for Aztral. Pretty good there on the day for the guessing.
Yeah, the beasts from the Middle East. The beasts from the Middle East will go head to head. It is going to be a big time banger. I don't know if everybody caught Fahad beating Fairy Peak. Was it Fairy Peak? Who did he play?
Yeah, he beat Fairy Peak in the final for Gold Mine.
That's right. Yeah, okay. I was like, that's what I thought it was, but I couldn't remember. Oh yeah, because that's when Fairy Peak beat Joria's and apparently Jack.
Beat Jack. He beat Ixo, Ahmad, Joria, Zap, Jack all in a row to get to the final. So very impressive run by Fairy. But
what servers? We'll just play it on servers that they want to play on because it'll be that choice.
They play EU. They don't play Middle East servers, actually, the Middle East players, because Middle East servers are bad for other things. Like they get better. Well, I think they get marginally better ping to Middle East, but like other connection issues happen. So the EU servers are just better for Middle East players, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but it's their choice. We'll do what they want. They're both from the same region, so it doesn't.
They can both choose. Yeah.
It's all good there, all good in the hood. So, to recap, Aztral is fucking awesome at Rocket League, and he's a great podcast guest.
Phenomenal.
Calm and Jazer are playing in SMUG 3. We don't know versus who yet, or you don't know, rather. And the main event is Ocalid versus Fahad. And it's going to be super de-duper hype. So, Aztral, thank you for just, slamming chicken nuggets down right after the grid so that you could come onto the podcast. Super duper appreciated. Johnny, same thing. Thank you for only rudely interrupting the podcast for a couple of minutes to get your food. Really appreciate it.
It had to be done.
Thank you guys for coming on the pod. I'm just going to do the outro real quick. Have a great night,
good
boys.
Night, guys.
Thank you. Good night. Thanks for the invite.
That's going to be it for that episode. We enjoyed very much having Aztral on the podcast. It's always been fun following along with Team Oxygen and seeing his meteoric rise to one of the most mechanical players in the world. Really well-spoken kid. And I think this gives people a bit of an insight into who he is as a player, because he sometimes gets an unfair reputation for being this toxic, angry player, which I think you can see isn't necessarily a fair assessment. And it was great to hear more about Team Oxygen and how they deal with the ups and downs that they've had so far. So we're really looking forward to seeing what they do next in the grid and the future regional events and just everything that they get up to in this split. If you haven't already, head over to saltmine.gg and sign up for the email list. We're going to be sending out emails now with tons of content. There's new content on the site all the time. So sign up for that and stay in the know about all the events that we have going on. December 7th, we have SMUG 3. It's going to be a banger. It's going to be on Monday. You probably have nothing else cool going on, so make sure you tune in on December 7th on Monday. Thanks, and have a good day.